What kind of oopsies. What kind of parent does ADHD make you? I am Coach Bruce, and I'm a life coach for ADHD parents. Notice how I stated that question. What kind of parent does ADHD make you? Does ADHD make you do anything, or does ADHD take you to somewhere? That's what I've noticed with my ADHD is that if I'm unaware of how I'm performing at anything, ADHD just kind of leads me somewhere. I've never been in a situation where I've had a focus and a standard where ADHD just took me out of what I was doing and made me do something different. It's hard for sure. It has its limits that you have to train yourself and build habits, but ADHD has never possessed my body and made me do something I didn't want to do. So whenever I ask you, what kind of parent does ADHD make you? My real question is, have you decided what kind of parent you want to be? Are you a consistent source of love? Are you stable? Do you give your kids confidence and do you inspire faith and buy in? Or are you just a walking emotional roller coaster that inspires fear and makes your children wonder when the next explosion is going to happen because you haven't learned how to manage your ADHD as a parent? I've been on both sides of it. I'll tell you, it is much better to be the parent who your kids love to run up to and love to cuddle with and find safety and security in because they know that you're stable, as opposed to being the person who blows up at every small incident because they're so overwhelmed they have no idea how to handle their emotions. I've been there. I've been deep into it, and it wasn't even that long ago. So I'm able to say with like a high amount of confidence, your kids appreciate you making a decision. This aimless life we live that we live by as ADHD parents is not good enough for them. They want you to make some decisions. They want you to have a standard and they want to have stability. They want to be able to look at you and know what to expect. Does that mean that you can't be an impulsive parent? No. Like I think that a lot of times we write off all of our ADHD traits as a bad thing. Impulsivity can mean excitement. Impulsivity can mean spontaneity. It can mean a change in the system. It can mean surprises. It can mean all kinds of different things with how you structure your day. But the amount of love and the amount of emotional restraint that is shown by an adult should be consistent. That doesn't mean that you're never going to blow up. It doesn't mean that you're never going to yell. It doesn't mean that you're never going to have emotions expressed in a way that you regret. But it does mean that you're going to take the time to fix the problem whenever you created it. You're not going to run from the damage that you caused like a hit and run accident. You're going to stay there. You're going to you're going to address the problems and you're going to sit with the damage that you caused until it's fixed. Because we are going to create damage along the way. It is very difficult to control all the emotions all the time until you learn how to systematically let them out in a helpful and useful way. But up until that point, you're going to hurt some people. But you have a responsibility. You have to clean up the mess you made. Whenever you bring children into this world, it is your responsibility to care for them. It is your responsibility to do your very best to deliver the best version of them into the adult world. And crushing them emotionally with your crippling anxiety or with your emotional explosions is not good enough. Whenever you have a blow up, you have to have the kindness and the decency and the honesty to step up and say, I'm sorry. You have to be willing to get real and honest and say, I fucked up. I mean, you don't have to use that language, but your kids deserve a recognition of what just went down. Every time we pretend like we don't have these explosions, we're gaslighting our children. From a child who grew up with that type of parent and didn't say anything because I thought I would get in trouble, I was right, I'd get in trouble. later on, 30 years later, my parents don't acknowledge that it ever happened. And so till this day, I'm still gaslit as to, well, you're just misremembering it. But you know what? If I felt that I was in danger, I felt afraid, my perspective was that this house is unsafe, there's a problem. And that problem is the parent. It's not my problem as a child. It's the parent's problem. So my job as a parent is to create a safe environment. And it is also to make sure that my child feels safe in that environment. That means you have to have a standard. You have to have stability. You have to stop living an aimless life, and you have to have a direction that you are trying to guide your family towards. You have to make some decisions. You have to get out of maybe land and possibly this, and you have to start saying, this is what it is. These are the facts. You have to get real, raw, and relevant. And then you have to decide where you want to go from there. Here's where I am. Here's where I want to go. Here's where I want my family to go. And what are the obstacles to get there? Figure it out. Do the work. Stop expecting your life to just happen for you. Because when you expect that, your life happens to you. And it doesn't generally end well. It definitely doesn't end well for the children. That's it for today. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Go take the Aimless Life Assessment if you are curious, if you are on a dead end path that is going to find you in an aimless life, and your kids struggling to find purpose for theirs. Bye.